Hello, eighth graders. This morning I got here a little early so I could get your video set up. I'm going to cue it up for you and we're going to begin. You're going to notice that today is the first day that you are kind of venturing out on your own without Scoozy kind of leading. You're going to watch this video and kind of get an explanation of the 5 themes of geography. And then towards the end of today, you're going to notice that you're going to be doing some research of your own on the 5 themes of geography. So it's really important at the start of this presentation or this video that you are really letting the information sink in. Okay, because I don't want you to get to the end of the video and be like, I don't get it. Well, if that happens, you're watching the video again, let's face it. Okay, so 5 themes of geography, let's get started. So as you can imagine, with the 5 themes of geography, there are 5 themes. Today I'm going to explain all 5 themes, but you're going to be only really doing research on 3 of them to start. And honestly, I feel like the 3 that you're researching are the easier ones to find information and research on, so you'll be okay. The first theme in the 5 themes of geography is location. I try to give you a definition and then examples on every single slide for each of the themes. So the definition for location says there are 2 types of location: absolute location and relative location. So when you're finding the first theme of geography for a specific country, you're going to type in on Google absolute location of ... and it'll give you below. It says absolute location describes the location of a place based on a certain point on Earth using latitude and longitude. So it will give you exactly where that spot on our planet is located. So example, 42 degrees north, 78 degrees west. It will give you a specific pinpoint where latitude and longitude intersect. Okay, that's the absolute location. When you're looking at relative location, it's more relative. Okay, relative location says it refers to where a place is based on where it is in respect to other locations. So for example, if we were to say Little Falls is relative location, you would be able to say, Little Falls is located between St. Cloud and Brainerd, roughly. Okay, so notice the difference in locations, absolute versus relative. Absolute gives you the exact spot using the latitude and longitude points of where that's located. Same place, but a different type of location. Relative location, it tells you, okay, so roughly this place is located between here and here, or it's south of here and west of here, or it's located in the top half of the state. That's really relative. It's not absolute. So we want you to make sure that you understand the difference between absolute location and relative location. The second theme of the 5 themes of geography is place. Honestly, this theme is my favorite because it gives you the best, in my opinion, picture of what their culture looks like. So the definition for place is place describes physical characteristics and human characteristics for the country that you're researching. So below it says physical characteristics could include mountains, rivers, anything natural. So not man-made or not having to do with humans. Physical features for that location or country that you're researching. Okay, then when it says human characteristics, we're talking about human characteristics, population, language, schools, food, all of those have to do with the people, anything that has to do with the people. So when you're looking in the upper left-hand corner, that picture of the trees, that forest, that would be a physical characteristic. When you're looking up in the upper right-hand corner, the money, the currency, that would have to do with a human characteristic because it has to do with humans using that currency, humans creating that currency, interacting with that currency. Okay, down in the lower left-hand corner, there's a picture of a very big government building. You need to know that that would be a human characteristic because it has to do with humans interacting, building that, working there, all of that. That's not a natural structure. That's not a mountain or a valley or a desert. That's something that humans made. Okay, so theme 2, place. We're describing the country that we're researching. So we're trying to find out maybe what's the highest mountaintop in the country that you chose. Or what's the biggest river in the country that you chose? Or what's their population and their language? So researching both physical and human characteristics. Theme number 3, region. I have quite a few 8th grade students who just see the word and think it says religion. It does not say religion, it says region. So a definition, it says regions have physical and human characteristics that unite them and make them different from other areas or regions. So my example here, it's just a table. We want to compare and contrast the country that we chose to research to another country in the world. So say if I said, okay, today Scoozy's telling me that I need to choose a country to research. I chose Italy. Okay, well then I know that Italy has to be in my table, my compare and contrast, and I know I need to have another country to compare to Italy. So I randomly picked the United States. Then I know I need to have at least a few human characteristics and a few physical characteristics to compare and contrast the two countries. So I said, okay, for my human characteristics, I'm picking population, schools. So I'm going to research schools in the United States, put my research there. Research schools in Italy, put my research there. And be able to see what the difference is in research that I found. Okay, so again, it's not religion, it's region. Region, you're comparing and contrasting physical and human characteristics from one country to another. Theme number 4 has to do with movement. So movement is really examining how people, goods, and ideas move from one location to the next. So here it says definition, movement of people, goods, and ideas change places and regions and the people who live there. So if you were to research movement for the country that you chose, for example, I just said Italy, I would say, how do people move in Italy? Now, I know this might be really obvious to some of you, but I need to remind some of you also that you need to be specific with the research that you're finding. I don't want you to just list, oh, people in Italy move by car, boat, and bike, and then move on. I need to know specifics. What percentage of Italians own a vehicle, like own a car? Or what type of public transportation do they have in Italy? Oh my gosh, if you went to Italy and you would see all of the different, like, what do you call it? Trams, trains, all of those public transportations, like underground, you would see some really amazing statistics, okay? Or how many people say, you know what, I don't have a vehicle because I bike? Like, what's the percentage of population that does that? That's just movement of people, okay? Then we talk about movement of goods, exports, imports. How do like actual items move from that country to another country? Okay. Movement of ideas, that's a lot more, I guess, of a concept, you could say, because ideas move, like if I'm sharing ideas with you right now, I'm speaking them to you, I'm sharing them through my voice. The other way I'm sharing this idea is by creating a video. So for you, you might say, do they have social media? What type of news outlets do they have to transition idea to from one person to the next? Theme number 5, and your head might be swimming with like, oh my gosh, this is so much new information. That is okay. Okay, that feeling is going to be temporary because this is going to sink into being like, oh, second nature. Theme number 5 has to do with human-environment interaction. So human-environment interaction explains 2 things: how humans adapt to their environment and how the environment is changed by humans. It's a relationship. So humans change the environment changes humans. Like it makes us make certain choices because of what's happening in our environment. Okay, so some examples of human environment interaction would be in the morning, we dress for the weather. I looked outside this morning and it was cloudy. It was kind of chilly. So I said, you know what? I think I'm going to wear a vest because I'm kind of chilly. That's an example of me saying, my behavior or my choices today are affected by the environment, and therefore I'm going to change my choice. Okay, another example of human environment interaction is people creating a city in a specific location. So that is a prime example of how humans are changing their environment. They're digging in the ground, they're putting something in the ground, and they're creating a building. If a human didn't put that building there, that building wasn't going to be there, right? So that's a huge way of how the environment is changed by humans. Okay, so I want to give you a few more things before I finish up this video. The first thing that I want to give you is a task. Okay, you need to know, like, what am I going to do with this information that Mrs. Gluzacek just gave me? So on this slide, it says each student is going to select a country. It can be any country in the world. I suggest it's a country that has people living there. I can see some people picking a really remote area. Like, I always have a clever 8th grader who's like, I'm going to do Antarctica. That will be hard because you will not have a lot of human characteristics there. So each student is going to select a country. You will then create a Google Slides with that country's research related to the 5 themes of geography. So today, I really want you to strive to just starting, right? Because I know this video will take a little bit of time, processing it will take a little bit of time, picking your country will take a little bit of time. See if today you could complete the following slides for your learning evidence. So 1, the first theme, location.